Hey everyone, just want to thank you for joining us today. And today I'm doing a little bit of a different video. So the other day I actually posted a social media post and I mentioned a program that one of my lenders has access to. So I really wanted to bring him in and really explain this program to you so you can better understand it because I've gotten a few questions about it. So I want to bring Frank in now. This is Frank Delgadillo and he's with CMG. And tell me a little bit about yourself, first of all, Frank.
Oh wow. Well, it's 2024. I started in the mortgage business in the year 2000, so 24 years in the mortgage business. Came in not knowing a single thing about mortgage. I started as an admin, uh, printing and copying interest rates from a fax machine. Yes, fax machines. Where back then we used to see rates at 7.875, charging 2 points. So from 24 years ago till now, rates are a little better than what they were back then. And the points, obviously, the prices aren't. But as time has progressed, just continue staying in the business, just helping people through their goods and their bads, and I love every single minute of it. Girl dad of three, wife of or husband of one.
Sure, not a wife.
Well, sometimes we do have to take that position, to help
That's
the
right.
family. But with this, I love what I do, and I think and I hope it shows, and with the customers and the success that we do to help everybody, not just only buy a home, own it, maintain it, live in it, not just only for themselves, but for their legacy, their kids, their grandchildren, and so forth.
Yeah, such a good point, and that's what I like about you too as well. I think we're kind of similar in that we want to help people. It's yeah, we need to make money, we need to make a living and everything, but I think it's we're both about helping people more so than providing a product or service. You know what I mean? So that's what I appreciate about you. So tell me a little bit about this program that I mentioned. It's called the HomeFundIt program, and I think some of the questions I got, people were a little bit confused about it because I didn't really say a lot about it. I just mentioned it. Is it a program? Is it a loan program? Is it an incentive? What is this program?
So what it is, it's to keep it real simple, it's like a GoFundMe page. So it's a crowdfunding, it's a platform. It's not a program. It's a platform that you can use it for different programs. So whether conventional, FHA, USDA, VA, renovation loans, jumbo loans. So you can use this any which way, but it's a good way that for as instead of being a GoFundMe page for, whether, a medical bill or for whatever the reason is, we design it, or at least CMG designs it specifically that it'll stay in a certain kind of bank platform that the customer will see everybody bringing in the money, just the way like a GoFundMe page is. And then we set it up where for every $1 that someone will contribute, we'll match it 2 for 1, up to $2,000 toward the closing costs, while all the rest of the money that gets contributed goes toward the down payment. So
Okay.
it's pretty cool. It's just a simple crowdfunding page. If anyone's ever done a GoFundMe page, you can see, okay, I'm going to contribute $10, and someone gives $100 and $5 and $1. It all gets added up. The
Yeah.
cool thing about it with this, it just goes straight to a bank account. That it's a non-interest bearing bank account. There's no charge to you as the agent, to me as the lender, to the lead, the consumer that's getting this money coming in. There's no charges to the people that are paying for this, so there's no 2.9 surcharges or whatever.
Yeah.
$1 that you pay goes $1 into the account.
Okay. And in my post, I actually mentioned it can be used as like a wedding gift for a young couple getting married or something like that. But besides that, what else could it be used for?
Oh my God. Honestly, almost anything. I mean, if someone says, "Hey, you know, I'm 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 looking at buying a house. I don't want to feel like too embarrassed by asking my friends to give me money, but I can just do it this way." That the people, the friends, cousins, neighbors, or whatnot, they can contribute to it. They can also be anonymous, so anybody can contribute to it. So where you can use it if you're just thinking of buying a second home. It's only intended for a primary. You could possibly do it for a second home, but it's mainly intended for a first-time home buyer that wants to buy their home that may just be needing some extra money. Because just on your post,
Mhm.
the biggest challenge that every consumer has is, I mean, aside from income and debts and credit, but the biggest challenge, even if they have perfect income, perfect credit, no debts or whatnot, is the down payment
Mhm.
because prices keep on going up more and more and more. So that $1 you had, as an example, doesn't stretch far enough when it comes to the price.
Correct. Yeah.
So Yeah, and sometimes, let's say mom and dad can't help, they already contributed enough that they don't have enough. Grandparents can't do it, and when it comes to a gifting program or a gifting from anybody, your friends can't technically gift you the funds. Only can only come from a relative or a parent or a grandchild. With this program, anybody can gift it to you. Your landlord can gift it to you.
Hmm.
Your coworker, your friend, your neighbor down the street. Obviously, the person that doesn't want you to live where you're living at right now, they'll give you money so you can move out
Yeah,
and buy somewhere else. But
got it.
anybody can do it,
So
and
it's kind of a gifting program essentially, right? I mean, it's a gift towards your down payment. So how does it compare to like the traditional down payment gift that you could receive from somebody?
so good. Well, in a traditional gift from somebody, that somebody has to be either parent, grandparent, or relative.
Hmm.
And that's that one piece. You can
Yeah.
also get like nonprofit organizations, city, state, religion as well, and so forth, or different programs. But let's just only talk about, say, parents, grandparents, relatives. Normally, in a traditional thing, a conventional type of way, they'll say, "Hey, I have a bank statement that I'm gonna gift my kid, $20,000." Hey, that's great. You write a check, you deposit it to escrow. That's $20,000.
Hmm.
But that's $20,000. What if you don't have $20,000? You can only give $1,000. What makes it sometimes a challenge is because in all heart we want to gift funds to friends who are looking at buying a home, but if we have to gift so much so that it makes sense, and if we don't have $10,000, $20,000, but we want to give them $100, we'll just give it to them cash or a check.
Hmm.
What makes it a challenge is that sometimes when it comes to us as a banking side, well, every time we see a deposit coming in, we have to question it. We have to what's called season and source it. That if we see a cash deposit, we're going to say, well, hold on a second, that's cash, we can't use it. And if someone has multiple cash deposits, we can use all of those. It's because it's cash. We know it's good, but we don't know where it came from, and it's a weird thing when it comes to the bank that we can't use it, so we have to deduct it. Well, this is a great way that you can funnel the money somewhere that's legitimate with the bank. The bank will approve it. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac said okay with CMG on this. CMG, as far as I know, and it's a solid thing. It's the only bank or only mortgage company that is doing this crowdfunding program that's designed specifically for home ownership.
Perfect. Okay, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you want to talk about with this program?
Well, what's really kind of cool, and one thing you mentioned is that as you kind of use it as a tactic when it comes to buying a home after you get married.
Yeah.
So one of my promotional pieces is that hey, congratulations on getting married soon. Are you planning to go home to your parents' house after you get married? Where are you planning to move to once you get married? And that's always the question that comes up. It's like maybe you have a place to stay as an apartment. Maybe what if you're living with your grandparents or mom and dad? And that's cool if you're doing that. But once you get married and you're looking at having children or whatnot, you want to start a life on your own. You might want to also plan not only the life of your own with your husband and your wife or your spouse, but maybe also buy a home with it.
Yeah.
And in a wedding, traditionally, you get a lot of gifts from people or whatnot, family and friends. You get some toasters, a couple of coffee makers or whatnot. You might get some money when it comes to the dollar dance. Well, again, if it's cash, banks can't use it. This is a great way that you can transfer it, put it into an account. So then that money, whether if it's $100 or maybe it might be $15,000, who knows? And there's an example that we had. You
Yeah.
can use that money because now it's seasoned in a certain account. You can then use it to say, hey, now I have X amount of money that I can use this for a down payment to buy a house. So use it for my
Mhm.
closing costs. So it's
Okay.
a great way that you can use it for weddings, but not just only weddings. People that are graduating right now, it's June and it's graduating season.
Yeah.
College kids are getting gifts from families and friends. Hey, congratulations, that because you graduated from USC, UCLA, Cal State LA, wherever you may be. You can use also those funds to buy a new home. You can buy a condo with it, a manufactured home, a duplex, or whatever it is. That's a great way to start your home ownership and your long-term home ownership of wealth with
Yeah.
this.
Absolutely. And with today's affordability, which is so tough right now, that's such a great way to start and just get that savings going. I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
So,
Easy.
um, how can they find out more information about this? Is there a website or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, there's a website that I can send you right now on a share screen.
Okay.
Really, really simple. It's called CMG Home Loans slash Home Fund It. Oh, it's right here on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Perfect. So with this, You could just go in there. I mean, you'll see my face come up. I will send you, Chris, a personalized web page to use, so like it's a landing page, so that way you can also share it to all your family and friends.
Okay.
It's something that they can set it up on Facebook, they can set it up on LinkedIn, on I think on Twitter as well, or X, however you call it now, and they can share it with anybody and everybody, and they don't have people don't have to contribute to it. But if they do want to contribute to it, but they don't want to be known, they could be anonymous, contribute to it. The good thing about these funds is that there's no expiration. So you can start someone, say if they're 21 years old and they're almost ready to graduate because they're going to graduate at the age of 22, and start them at 21, people can start putting money into it. No interest bearing, no charges to the account. But it's a great way that they can see that little pot building up little by little, so that when they graduate, they might have a couple $1,000 already into it. And as they start looking around, they finally get a job. They become that engineer that they were pursuing for their career. And now at 24, they got the good job. We've helped them out with how to decrease their debts, how to repair their credit because they had student loans or whatever the case is. Now at 24, now they may have $5,000 that they never had before to begin with. It may not be a whole lot of money, but every dollar counts. And keep in mind that with those $5,000, CMG will contribute to it at the close of escrow, those extra $2,000 that we promised, all because they set up the account, they did a free homebuyer workshop, and they just kept the funds in that account there over and over. And that's it.
So it's basically a 2-to-1 that CMG is giving.
Yes. A 2-to-1 for every $1 up to $2,000.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm trying to think of anything else I might have for you. One thing. So say they start this program, they start getting money put into their account, but they end up not using it. What happens there?
That's a great question. And that's always the thought of like, hey, what if we don't want to buy a house? That's okay. Every dollar that someone contributed goes into this GoFundMe account. The borrower or the individual, because we don't want to call them borrowers because they haven't bought a home, right? So that individual, they say, hey, I don't want to use it anymore. I just want to put the money in my account. You just transfer it to your checking account, your savings account, and that's it. No harm, no foul, no charge, no interest beared on it. You're good.
All right.
You might upset some people because let's say if someone gave you $1,000 and that person says, hey, where's your house? Oh yeah, by the way, I went to Vegas instead. Well, but the good news is that with that, the money does not get lost with us.
Okay.
The money stays with them. That's it.
All right. That's good to know. Good to know. Well, you know what, Frank, I'll just wrap up here. And, that was some really great information, and definitely appreciate everything you said to us and educated us on this program, because I think it's a really good program for a lot of people, especially younger people. And as we mentioned, affordability is so tough right now. So every little thing I think helps. But tell everyone, how can people reach you?
Text, phone, email, or website. So the website that we have, it's CMG Home Loan /Francisco-Delgadillo.
Okay.
Call 626-255-3048. Look me up. Better yet, talk to Chris. Chris will set you up with me, and then we can all talk with each other.
Yeah, perfect. I appreciate that. And anything, what are your social medias?
Frank the Loan Guy. You can see that on most social pages, Insta, and whatever else. Frank Loan Guy.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Frank. Is there anything else you need to say?
Hey, Chris, this is amazing. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Look, we're here to help every single person become a homeowner. It doesn't have to be, now. It could be later on. It's not a never. It's just that maybe not now, but let's get you there. Long-term vision, baby step goals.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions, they can contact Frank. They can reach out to me, and we'll be here to help you. All right. Thanks, everyone.